The story of David's dance before the Lord. After King David had settled into his palace and the Lord had given him rest from all his enemies, his heart longed to bring the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest that held the tablets of God's law, back into the city of David, Jerusalem. For many years, the Ark had been far away, and David desired God's presence to dwell in the heart of his people once more. David sacrificed oxen and fattened cattle to the Lord. Trumpets sounded, cymbals clashed, and the people shouted with joy. In the midst of the celebration, David himself was overcome with gladness and reverence. No longer was he merely a king on a throne. He was a servant before the Lord of hosts, clothed only in a simple linen ephod, a humble garment worn by priests. David began to dance with all his might. His movements were wild, unrestrained, and full of passion. His royal robe slipped aside, and he appeared less like a king and more like a man pouring out his soul before God. The people rejoiced with him, waving branches, singing praises, and following the ark with overflowing joy. Yet not everyone saw with eyes of worship. From the window of the palace, Michal, David's wife and daughter of Saul, looked down. Instead of delight, her heart filled with disdain. She saw her husband's wild dancing as undignified, unbecoming of a king. When the ark was finally set in its place, David blessed the people in the name of the Lord and gave gifts of bread, meat, and cakes of raisins to every man and woman of Israel. The city was alive with celebration, but when David returned to bless his household, Michal confronted him. How distinguished was the king of Israel today, going half naked before the servant girls, as any vulgar fellow would? David, still burning with holy passion, answered her, "It was before the Lord, who chose me rather than your father or anyone from his house, that I danced. I will celebrate before the Lord. I will become even more undignified than this, if it means honoring him." From that day forward, Michal bore no children, and her bitterness became a warning to all who despise true worship. Moral of the story: true worship is not about status, dignity, or outward appearance. It is about the heart. David teaches us that when we worship God, we must do so in spirit and in truth, unashamed of what others may think. Worship is for God alone, and sometimes the greatest act of faith is to lose ourselves in His presence, even if the world mocks us. Please like, comment, and follow for more.